Morning, everyone. Ian, thank you for your time. So I'm John Hawthorn. Thank you for the introduction as well. So digital integration consultant for Pentagon Solutions. So we kind of do a lot of information with data and stuff at the minute as well. So we are looking at how we're taking data, implementing it in models, and taking the analytics from that on creating dashboards, you say. So going to run through kind of what that is, how it becomes useful information, and just how we can start implementing that. So just to see the agenda. So we're going to have just an introduction to kind of Pentagon, what we do. We've been around a while. We're going to look at different, what that is, what the information is. Look at the data sources. A lot of people don't realize what they already have, what real-time data is, how to then take that, implement it, make it into something useful again. Again, benefits the SMEs. This is geared towards SMEs and kind of what's already there. Some Internet of Things and some examples of kind of what we've done with that and how we're going to get that together. So, a bit about Pentagon. So, Pentagon, we kind of have a full circle kind of solution going on. So, you can see we have our data management, asset management, BIM to CDE, and running right through pushing into digital assets, digital buildings, digital projects, and just all that change management, all that information together, and how that can benefit everyone. So we bring all that together, look at the workflow, look at the consultancy for it, and help our customers out that way. So benefits of connected systems. So to start off with, Pentagon we've been about for over 20 years now. Digital construction integration experts. So we take, there's no one solution anymore. We take a bit of everything and pull it all together and put that, get the outputs from that and drive that. We establish a connected single source of truth. So, you'll hear a lot about the data silos these days and different information everywhere and how it's just all over the place. We're bringing that all together into one area to suit each individual. Proven kind of leaders in the BIM area, BIM processes. We've done it for many clients across the world. Again, local as well. So we like to identify the risk, look at the safety issues that are involved there as well. So it's not always just the start, it goes right through the being on site. We have to keep an eye on that. And here we go. So we eliminate the bottlenecks or the silos. It's a term that's been thrown around the industry quite a lot at the minute. You will hear of that. We don't want the unusable data. We want the useful information for everyone and bring that across. All of this can impact your performance, can help increase your profitability. So it's, again, all comes back to having that connected solution. So there's a lot of power behind it. I say right from the start, from design right through to being on site. So we have all the connected systems we can get from A to B and everything else in between. So data and information. Kind of a lot of data floating about there. We've heard big data. I think it's a $400 billion industry in America. So there's a lot of fact figures around this. But again, there's a lot there and nobody knows what to do with everything and how to bring that all together. So data to start off with. So that is the unprocessed information that we're getting, the unprocessed kind of figures and facts we're getting through. So say there's a lot there, there's no structure to it. It's just in that data silo. So we can use it to define different types of data. There's qualitative, quantitative, different bits of information there and how we can bring that across. And obviously there's a lack of information without any context. We need to put that into a streamlined area to bring that across. So information itself, almost the opposite. The information is then the defined data, the outputs that we need, require and what to see. So the information provides context, provides the answers. Again, we need to stream that into the right process. There's a lot of answers out there for the data we have, but what's useful for one company might not be useful for another. So yeah, once we bring this all together, we can use this for actionable options. So you can take it and run to kind of see what needs more time spent on it, what needs less time spent on it, what will will make the project more efficient across the line. So that's kind of, we're looking at where data is and what information is. So real-time data. Again, what is that? So there's a lot of different kind of approaches to what people think real-time data is. Some would say it's instant. Again, perfect example this morning was the traffic on the way down here. We got an update very quickly to tell us it was going to be an extra hour in the car. But there's different examples all around us that you don't always see. So it's used to generate, and it makes available real-world events happening at that time. So, it's not we're going to get in something a day later. That's great, but the rate of how we're working in projects at the minute, it's faster than the reports are kind of making sense out of. We're getting a report and it's out of date 10 minutes later. That's how quickly we're churning through this data and information. So it provides insight, constant flow of data, which is perfect. We're going to see some examples of how that comes through. I've got a couple of videos to show you. Reflects on the current state. One of the most important things, the current state means that we can use that to make decisions and drive anything else around our business, around our industry or project, whatever it may be. So it allows for quick decisions as well. It doesn't, even an email, can be ignored. People don't have to see it. People have to reply. So the sources can be almost anything. So we have sensors, we have IoT, we've got social media and financials. Stock market's a perfect example. Traffic, GPS, and weather, which comes into this line of work a lot more often than what we realise. So a lot of unassuming elements there that are already available that people don't normally utilise. So we're going to have a bit of a look at that. So why do we need it? One option, energy efficiency. So everyone will have a different driving factor as to why they want to use real-time data. So energy efficiency can be a big one. The likes of knowing whether a light's on or off, or putting on a timer and knocking that off, that's a saving down the line. Maintenance is a big one. That's kind of where we see a lot of people come to us, especially asset information. We want to know preventable maintenance. We want to fix it before it breaks. We want to prolong its life. Efficiency speaks for itself. And again, another one that speaks for itself is also our cost savings. So implementing the use of real-time data. Again, this will vary for everyone, but generally the way we kind of look at it is via the needs first. So we have getting our sources, getting our traffic information, getting our charts, financial information, social media, Internet of Things, weather, all comes into play here. So we get the data stream in first. Then we move on to processing and storage. This can sometimes affect whether it is real time or not to some people. Sometimes depending on where it is, that could be a delay. It could be 3 minutes, might not be a lot, but if you have to make a really important decision and could cost a lot down the line, that 3 minutes is a big saving. So again, you've got your local, you've got cloud. There's a lot of different elements in there. Then we have the processing of that into the real-time analytics. So what's useful, taking that storage, taking it down, where they come from, and processing that to what needs to be real-time, with whatever delay there may be in between that. And then, of course, pushing it out on the site, getting our live information. I'm sure you've all seen you can walk about site with an iPad in your hand with AR, and you can see information coming through from your sensors, from your Internet of Things, to provide that useful information and important information. So the benefits to SMEs. So we've definitely got our improved decision making. Probably one of the main drivers behind this is helping make those decisions quickly. Again, we've got our improved efficiency and our time. We have our cost reductions and savings. We have our quality control. And we have our collaboration with using our resource optimization. So even knowing who's on site, when, and why, that's where weather comes into play. If you're going on site to pour concrete and it's been pouring down all day, there's no point in having a whole team of 10 people sitting there when they can't do any more work. If we have that information before we get to site, that could be utilised elsewhere, and that cost can be moved elsewhere or saved. Yes, it gives us a competitive advantage across the industry, being able to kind of go out in tenders and like, look, I've got this information, I can provide this. Then this is how we can get to do that. So the next slide here is stuck. Okay, so we've got a video. So this is taking heating sensor information from a real system. This is a system that's in place. It's a heating system. What you're seeing on the left is a Revit model. So the way this works, the heating system's sensors are connected to the Revit model. So we've just updated the temperature to 23 degrees. So we can see that it's updated that the target is now 23 degrees, and we will start to see the temperature slowly climb live within the Revit model to let us know that that is happening. So that sort of connection is there. We have these tools, we have these Hawthorn tools to do this. We can see when it's there, and we can have visual reporting on that. Straight off the bat, we have our decision making. Again, the reason I've put this in here is it's actually a residential example. So SMEs don't need to go and break the bank to do what massive multinational companies are spending money doing. There's tools out there. There's available kind of sensors and different bits and pieces. So it's there. It's scalable. Straight away we get visual reporting and decision making and cost savings. If it goes above a certain height or too many people in a room, we can change the aircon. We can change the heating. So again, this is another one for energy consumption, but with this one, we'll get it to play. What we're seeing is the energy coming in, or the energy being used, the electric being used in a building. But all these items you're seeing here are lights. Those lights don't give off actual costings and electric usage by default, but there's a formula to say that if this light's on at this temperature for this long, this is the price it's going to cost you to run it. So even using what's just there, we can build virtual savings and apply that to our real world information. So again, we don't need to break the bank going and buying all these fancy sensors and different bits and pieces. We can make those sensors smart using our own data and our information, real-time information coming through and it being outputted. The end part of this, sorry, a bit better than what expected. It's just to show you these are all different integrations that can come into one area, one single source of truth to provide that information, that real-time information. Let's see. So this is an example taken from a project we've been working on. It's using two different tools. So one of them is SharePoint, tool that almost everyone uses and has at their disposal. The other one is actually the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So what it does is it takes information from the ACC, and that information from ACC needs to be transferred to SharePoint. Can happen at quite a quick scale, but what we need to do is cross-reference that information to check that what's in point A is making it to point B, it's approved, and it's in its kind of final state. That information we can get coming through in real time. We know as soon as it's moved and in SharePoint, at that point that's a tick box, that's signed off, that's ready to go, that's saving people money down the line on site. So guys on site know they've got the right information to use at the right time. They know it's been approved, it's in the contractual area. They can go ahead and start that work. That's saving time straight away for them. Future impact. So, got this chart. This kind of gives us an idea of kind of where the industry and where the market is moving towards over time. So, within the next 2 to 5 years, what is considered transformational is the likes of IoT, the likes of these sensors, the likes of real-time data. And this chart was put together 3 years ago, so already into 3 out of 5 of these years. And this is what's changing the market. This is what's changing the industry in terms of what's available, what can be done with it, and then what the future will bring. So, blockchain, IoT, digital twins, not necessarily just for buildings, for people, for business. It'll always be a kind of differentiate the market that way. So we can bring that in, real-time data of digital twins. If people contribute to improved health monitoring, we can see what's happening with people on site. If they're working too long, we've kind of seen a lot with. Recent example is all the flights have been cancelled, people working over hours, stuff like that. If we're able to kind of monitor people's health while they're on site working, that's a saving in itself as well. That's real-time data that's just available. Most people have a smartphone or a watch that will pick up on that information also. So that's the sort of impact we can have within the next, probably now 2 to 10 years, kind of looking forward. So in summary, the way we kind of look at it, you need to clearly define what your strategy is. There's no one answer for everyone. We need to kind of look at where we're kind of starting, what we'll have available, and what we can push out towards the end to make that drive more efficient. What needs monitoring? The metrics to be tracked, the data to be collected, and how we're going to do that, and what the challenges will be behind that. So, we still need to kind of analyze yourself, what is useful and what you have, and where it's worth building forward. So we'll get the data, information, knowledge, plan of attack, and then action it. So go. Thank you very much. Leave it there with you. Thank you.